So people are judging us, whether we like it or not. Our society is judging us. And hair's a big part of it, whether you like it or not. It's one of those areas where people feel like they have the right to criticize it. But why, when you don't criticize people that wear shoes or clothes?
Well, when you look at current trends, like I was saying, everybody had long hair, everybody had a mullet. Now you're moving into currently where we're at in society. The comb over is not really that much of a thing anymore. I remember growing up, all my uncles,
but a comb over never looked good.
But everybody had it, and nobody called it out.
A lot of people did. Yeah,
everybody had it. It was a thing, right?
Yeah.
You look at nowadays. I shouldn't say nobody has a comb over, but like barely anybody has a comb over anymore because that just kind of got phased out of acceptance, and nobody, spends the time to do it. With that said, now everybody, especially men, are still having fun and more fun with their hairstyles more than ever. You've got man buns, which I never thought would ever be a thing, but it's a thing. You've got the curls, the broccoli. I keep calling them broccoli heads. I really got to learn. Can somebody tell me what it's actually called?
The what?
When the guys get the perm and then they shave everything else, so they look like a head of broccoli.
You said broccoli, but I think more. And cauliflower and broccoli look the same, but the thing that's more popular right now is they're calling it the alpaca look.
That's worse.
But I mean, it really does look like an alpaca. I don't know. I like the curly top. It's one of the trends I kind of enjoy. I think a little bigger, curlier top, clean around the edges is a pretty cool way.
I'm not saying, good or bad about it. I'm just saying, it looks like that is the trend now. That is the thing, So that's happening. A lot of like I'm growing my hair a little bit longer. I had it messy, now I'm starting to grow it a little bit longer. Now I've got bangs. So it's like, everybody's having fun with their hairstyle.
And even
opportunity
even
for
bald
to use products.
Even
And
bald.
then baldness is everybody, then you've got an equal segment shaving their heads. So when it comes to having hair, having replacement systems, toupees, raccoon hats, whatever you want to call them, it's fun. It's awesome.
Raccoon hats.
I don't know. That's what we used to call them. You like the roadkill on the side of the road. You throw it on your head.
Oh, okay. Raccoon. Okay. Hair replacement. Yeah, there's a lot of negative terms that go along with hair replacement too. And listen, I've been doing hair replacement for 35 years. And so I know it's been around much longer, and I listen to some of the older guys that have been doing it and some of the ways it's been treated or came along. But just what I've noticed over the 35 years of it was when you sold hair replacement, your consultation was the average person. The average consultation was a completely different person 35 years up to about 20 years ago compared to what it's slowly morphed into today. And I think that's I'm going to a hair replacement convention this weekend, as a matter of fact, with a lot of older hair replacement studio owners, second and third generation. And so they talk about this quite a bit, and it's fascinating. And what I'm going to talk about is how the customer changed. Pretty much an older or a very, I don't even know what the word to use is, but wouldn't look you in the eyes, a very shy, intimidated, embarrassed about their hair loss client. And it's top secret. We don't want anybody to know. I'm so embarrassed about my hair. I want to do something about it. And it was hard to sell because if they were bald or thinning, or let's say your hairline and you want to bring it forward, you're so nervous. You're not, but a person like you wouldn't even have their chin up most of the time, and they would not want anybody to know. So they're so worried about what people are going to say, that often it would be done after a divorce, when somebody moved or got a new job and they got a whole new friend group. So they're going to do it before that. They had to really plot and plan. And now that customer, in comparison to something else I'd like to say about that customer. But first I'd like to say the customer has changed into a much younger, more confident person that is more like what you're talking about, doing it more for fun, playfulness, trendy, not embarrassed about it. I think it comes along with a lot of things, starting in the female world, of so many self-help things are accepted and more open, whereas a lot of it was more secretive. When there was a time when somebody got larger breasts, I mean, it was a big secret, and people were like, I think she got a boob job. Now they're like, I got a boob job, y'all want to see?
Yeah, right.
And so it got so open. It's similar to hair extensions were done privately in private rooms. Now they're done on an open salon floor. Hair replacement is just done somewhat on an open floor, but just watching that trend change to where it was like embarrassed and wanted to make sure nobody knew. Now we have these skin and lace systems that are so invisible on the front, you could get away with it, but people are saying, they're like, what do you think about that hairline? They don't care. We're doing it. We're videoing it while we're doing it. We're posting it, and people are okay with people knowing, because they're like, but look at me. Look how good I look, and look what I look like without it. And now
yeah.
And so
it's a pride thing,
it's a pride thing. It's